Hey guys, Neo here, and welcome back to another installment of Let's Make a Mod Pack Together. I guess that's what I'm calling this because, well, that's the intention of this video. So between the recording and release of the first video, we've had a couple people suggest a few mods. By name, that'd be Zeekster 1981 and good old White Tiger 32109. And you guys, you've had some pretty good mod suggestions, so we're going to go ahead and throw those in there. Now, the first thing I'd like to discuss really is the tools that are used to create a mod pack has changed drastically, at least for me, over the past 6 months, a year, give or take. I would use Multi-MC exclusively. If you've never heard of Multi-MC, I would highly suggest Googling it, or I will show you where to get it later. This is a great little app, and it's great for testing, great for setting up multiple instances. You can even import FTB mod packs into it. All kinds of cool features with this. But with Curse Voice and their Minecraft plugins, I have kind of changed up my workflow. So a good portion of the creation of this mod pack will take place inside of Curse. Now later, when we get into some serious debugging, I'll probably move the whole instance over to Multi-MC because it has a much more readable console than Curse does, at least in my eyes, and it's really, really good for debugging things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start setting up a mod pack in Curse, and then we will take it from there. Ultimately, I will probably, since Curse doesn't allow publishing at the moment, I'm not sure how that works, to be honest, but from everything I've seen, they have that disabled. Plans are either to, after we release this, is to either move it to Technic platform, Technic launcher, or maybe AT launcher. Not sure yet, but we'll see where it goes, and because we're still a long ways off from that. So we're going to create a custom profile here, and we are going to call this the Freedom Pack. Why not? Freedom! Shameless plug for the network. You know how it goes. Anyway, so we're going to just do that. We want 1710, and we will go with what is selected for the Forge version of 10.13.4.16.14. And my God, is there enough numbers there? Click OK, and look at that. It is done. If we click play, it will launch the game in glorious 720p windowed mode, because that's what I have the settings set to. Or it'll launch the launcher because I'm a dork, which this is a good thing to do anytime you're setting up a pack. Is before you start installing mods, just go ahead and start it up once. Go ahead and click play. Let it grab all the default Minecraft libraries along with the proper installation of Forge and get that all set up and get the folders generated. It's not really necessary. You can go ahead and add mods before you do this, but I highly suggest going ahead and doing it just to kind of streamline the whole process. Now, this process of starting Minecraft up on this computer does take a little bit of time, just a little bit, because this is my old rig, and yeah, my old rig isn't the greatest in the world, but it is what it is. We need a File Explorer open anyway, so we'll open that File Explorer. And why am I talking like this? I don't know. Okay, so just to give you an idea of the machine we are working with for this, and what I'm working for all my recordings right now, my performance kind of sucks. Here we go. AMD Phenom 2 X4 955 at 3.2 gigahertz, 7 gigabytes of RAM. Yep, that's what we've got. And then we got HD 7850. Yes. Radeon 7850 for the hard drive. Or hard drive? Wow. Did you know Radeon made hard drives? Neither did I for the video card. I need more coffee, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for that, but it is. So by default, it will install Minecraft to documents, your documents, Curse, and then Minecraft. And then if you go into that folder, you have instances, install, and downloads. Instances will be the folder where it sets up the mod pack. As you can see, I've got a bunch of crap in here already. If we go into Freedom Pack here, you'll see it has the config, logs, mods, resource packs, saves, all the basic stuff that you are. Okay, as you can see, it has loaded, and it takes a little bit, and the more mods we add, the longer it takes. So expect a lot of jump cuts. So wow, that is really loud. Don't need that reverberating back. Okay, so while you're here, you might as well set up your video settings the way you like. I hate the size of the GUI, so I always turn that down to normal. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it on fancy and maximum and all that. I am going to turn VSync off. Now, this will probably change as we progress because of the performance of the system. But for now, this will be good. But, okay, so now we're just going to quit the game. And now here's where the fun starts. Let's see, what do we have to do? Get mods, that's what we have to do. So we click that button right there. Now, like I said in the previous video, not all the mods are on Curse, but for the ones that are on Curse, this is a pretty good route to go, and as easy as for the ones that are not on Curse, you just drop them in. So, to install a mod from here, all you really got to do is find what you want, and in this case, I want to go ahead and install Not Enough Items because, let's face it, it wouldn't be a mod pack if it didn't have not enough items. Or would it? I don't know. I really like Not Enough Items, but boom, it's installed, it is set up. So if we restart the client, it will now show that we have that installed. Pretty easy. Okay. Beyond that, I said I wanted to put headcrumbs in here. I don't know if headcrumbs is on here, but if we do a little search and start typing in head, oh, look at that. There it is right there. Cool. And that sets us, and that's now downloaded and installed. So the next step, let's start searching for some of the mods that you guys have suggested. Let me narrow this down. So far the ones, oh well, my tiger, I forgot to add yours to the list. I made a list. I made a section for you. I really did. Let's see. We are going to do hats from you, sir. Good sir. And let me get that back over here. I am so unprepared. Can you tell? And we are going to do Growthcraft. I have played with both of these. Hats is kind of a fun little distraction. And Growthcraft, well, it's Growthcraft. So, magical crops, I'm not entirely sold on yet, but we will keep that, in the considerate list. And of course, the exterior, we're going to do the redstone paste and throwable bricks if I can find throwable bricks. But both of those sound pretty cool. So let's go ahead. I know it has hats, so let's go ahead and grab hats and install. Boom. Simple as that. And now Growthcraft, I believe the community edition is actually on Curse, if I am not mistaken. Oh, look at that right there. So download that, install. Theoretically, I've had some problems installing this one from Curse, so we will definitely have to double check that in NEI when we get things up. Now let's check for your Zeke. Redstone paste, check it out. It's right there. That's awesome. And this one, this is a wild card right here. I've never even heard of it before. So yeah, that's not there. So okay, what do we do? Well, that's pretty simple. We are going to go. I'm going to assume it's here, and we're going to type it in or paste it in there, and see what comes up. Let's see here. Throwable bricks. Smashes Windows. Throwable bricks mod for 1.5.2. Maybe this one. It has brick cannons. You didn't say that. Ooh, this sounds kind of fun. And 1.710. Perfect. Bricks, nether bricks. Blah blah blah. With right click. Okay, cool. Yep. Big file, we don't need that. We just want the download right now. Okay, here we go. Version 3.0, as in oh my. Okay, so we'll get that downloaded. Should only take a second. Got to go through the good old AdFly here. Now, one thing to mention, if you're new to AdFly and all this kind of stuff, which I don't think many people are these days, everybody's probably dealt with it. Just ignore anything here. What you're wanting is over here where it says skip ad. Wait for that pop up and bam. Now it will probably, okay, cool, there it is. Boop. Now it will probably pop up something else. You can just close it and be done with it. Now we want to open up, show it in our folder, in our downloads folder, wherever you save stuff. We will copy that, minimize that, and we want to open up Freedom Pack. Just simply go in here to mods and paste it in. Simple as that. Now, just to mention the problems I've had with the Growthcraft in the past, and we will check it in EI when we start up, is this zip folder contains a folder that contains a whole crud load of jars. I'm not sure if just the zip folder is enough sitting in there, because, you know, Forge does accept zips, but I've never seen it formatted with so many jars in it. I think that's been a issue in the past. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started up so we can generate all the configs, and then we will take a look at some configs, particularly headcrumbs at least, so we can get you guys added in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut here, and we will be okay, and we're back, and it is loaded up. I noticed that my vocal was a little bit low and the music was a little bit overpowering in the last clip, so I have adjusted, and I do apologize for that. Hopefully this is a little bit better, and hopefully I'm not blowing out your eardrums now. Anyway, so what we're going to do is, as you can see down here, now says 10 mods loaded, 10 mods active. We're going to go ahead and hop in. We're just going to create a new world, and we're just going to call it New World just because we can. And I'm just going to click create, because what we want to do is we want to get in and just kind of take a look in EI and make sure the Growthcraft is there, since I already know I've had problems installing that in the past. But beyond that, we just kind of want to make sure everything is going to load in properly. Now again, on this rig, this is something that can take a fair bit of time. It's not the fastest when it comes to generating the terrain, and well, hey, it looks like it may actually be done. I may have spoke too soon. We're doing good. We are doing good. Anyway, how you guys have been doing? I hope everybody has been doing great. And if this is the first time you've tuned in to one of my videos, I totally say check out some more. And if you like them, don't be afraid to smash that like button and hit and subscribe for more great comment. And sure, do not be shy. Leave a comment down below with some mod suggestions, video suggestions, or anything that just happens to be on your mind, as long as it doesn't involve thermonuclear war and gerbils. And yes, I do mean that combined together, thermonuclear war and gerbils. So that could be the topic for a great video game, but we'll get into that later. All right, so we are loaded up. Let's go ahead and open inventory. And I'm going to go type in @growth. Nope. See, as I've had problems here before, so it is not showing up. What? Entity horse, entity. But everything else, what else do we see? All the headcrumb stuff is here. We have a lot of heads, which we will have to, because I don't know who a lot of these YouTubers are. You guys might, but I don't. So we're going to have to adjust that, and yeah, I'm going to trim it down to you guys and a few of my favorite YouTubers, like, you know, Iskall and Direwolf and well, Iskall. All right, so everything seems to be going good. All the mods except for Growthcraft are there. All right, so what we need to do now is I really am going to have to fight the urge to go kill that pig, but we are going to save and quit the title. That pig will just have to wait. Yeah, you'll have to wait. Oh, I must kill pig. No, we're going to quit. We can quit. Okay. So we're going to go back into our mods folder here. And now what I'm going to do is I am just going to go in here and do this and do a good old Control-C. And we're going to just paste this all in here like so. Hopefully this will fix the issue and Growthcraft will be there. All right, guys, so I was hoping this would show up a little bit later and we could do it properly. But as you can see here, we've ran into a problem while it was loading. Growthcraft has an issue. So let's take a look here. There was a severe problem during mod loading. And if I'm a little quiet here, it's because I am reading through this. And as you can see, it's quite a lot to go through. Load controller transition, blah, blah, blah. Detailed walkthrough. Blah, blah, blah. And this is a problem I've had with headcrumbs before. Okay. Caused by Java Lang method error, Minecraft item stack get item. Has problems loading some of the items. I'm not entirely sure why. And now it may just be the curse version. Learn to talk. So what we're going to do is I am going to go back into that folder. We are going to delete all of this by just selecting it all and hitting delete. And I'm going to download the version that is on the forums and see if that makes a difference. Sometimes this is what you have to do. Or wait, did that just take me from question mark? Okay, one of you guys linked Growthcraft. So let's just follow the link here. This one, I think. Thank you, White Tiger, for providing links. That is very useful. And you'll have to forgive my wife's phone. It apparently has bad gas from dinner last night. Oh no, that's Etsy's mod. Okay. Let's go back to the video, and it's going to start playing because I was a dumbass, but you know, whatever. Yeah, prepare. Oh, there it is. There it is. Pause video. Why are you lagging? Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Load. This is why I don't use Chrome anymore usually, and I use Edge, but I figured for this we'd use Chrome. Magical crops. I could have swore Growthcraft was linked. Oh well, whatever. So we'll just go over here and Google it. Growthcraft Community. Growthcraft Community Edition. Proper release. I don't know if it's the same one or not, but I guess we shall find out, shall we? Okay. Now it could be a difference in the Forge version that we are running, because this says for 1566 December 30th, but you know, it should be okay. So let's grab Growthcraft Complete, and it's going to take us to Forge, which is the version that we theoretically had installed, but we're going to grab it anyway. What we might have to do, and most likely I will at this point do it off camera because it can be very tedious. Folder is I may go through and just add each individual jar one by one until we figure out what is going on. So actually, you know what? Let's take a look and see if 2.4.0 was what we had in there. God, I'm afraid to open my recycle bin. Yeah, 2.4.0. So that is what we are going to have to do. Complete rice, complete hops, complete grapes, complete core, complete cellar, bees, etc., etc. Yeah. So what I'm gonna have to do is go in and add each one by one until we figure out what the culprit is, and then either exclude that culprit or see if we can figure out why it's not loading right. So that is a very tedious process, which I will not be showing off camera or on camera, but that is what we will have to do. So in the meantime, we are going to skip over Growthcraft and go into something else, because there was a couple mods that I personally want to add, and neither one, these mods aren't actually not on curse either. So I already have them downloaded. I will, if I remember, I will toss some links down in the description. So one of them, for me personally, is Optifine. If we publish this pack, this will not be one that will not be included. You will need to include that yourself because of reasons. Because Optifine, there's different versions that may or may not work for you. So it's a little hard to find the right version of Optifine that will work for everybody. We're also adding Aquatic Abyss. This looks pretty cool if you've never seen it. Highly suggest checking it out. It looks freaking cool. It adds a bunch of life to the oceans. Rideable seahorses. So yes, you could get a seahorse mount. Pretty spiffy. Yes. And then I think I want to add Project Zulu, which adds a bunch of stuff to the overworld, such as more mobs and things of that nature. Lots and lots of passive slash aggressive creatures. And I say that because it's kind of like 50-50 of whether they're going to attack you or not. Some of them, they're okay with you. And then sometimes later on, they're like, we don't like you anymore. Blah. So, okay. So now we're just going to hit play, set up those configs, and then I'm just going to make sure it loads in, and then we'll be back with some configuration editing at its finest, or reasonable. Okay guys, back yet again with another error, but I just quickly looked at this one and I know exactly what it is. This is part of troubleshooting. You kind of get used to things when you're looking at them. So if we look here, we have cpmods.fml.common.loader exception, Java lang, no class definition, found error. The Hippomaster animation API client model join. So what it is looking for here is the animation API, which one of the mods that I installed myself, probably Project Zulu, I'm going to wager, or maybe the Abyss mod is requiring this, or maybe both of them. But so, you know, we're needing the animation API, and that's not a huge deal because I believe that is in curse. And if we type in animation, right there, blam, and that should take care of it. Just as simple as that. Troubleshooting is troubleshooting. When there's a problem, we'll solve it. No, I'm not even going to go there. Never mind. I was going to do a Vanilla Ice reference, and that would date me too bad, and I just dated myself anyway. Well, whatever. Let's move along. So yeah, it's just going through. You kind of got to get used to used to the way these Java errors spit out. But anytime you see this line right here, class definition or class def found error, or no class def found error, if I could learn to talk properly, that means it is missing something. It's dependent on some other library or mod, and that you need to go figure out what that is and find it. Sometimes it's not as easy as knowing as animation API. Sometimes it's very indescript and you just got to do your research. Like this, the Hippomaster, I'm not sure what mod that is. I'm pretty sure that's Project Zulu. Pretty sure, but I am not definite. Anyway, so with that installed, we should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and try and load this up again, and then we're going to come back with some config editing and close out the video from there. Okay, so we are back. Everything loaded up properly after adding the Abyss mod, so we are good to go there. So let's just go ahead and quit this and jump into some configs editing. We're going to do this simply. I'm going to start out with the added you guys to headcrumbs. Now, I already have the headcrumbs config loaded over here in my favorite little editor, multi-purpose editor called Atom, as in Atom Bomb or Atom Ant. I don't know. Either way, you can use any kind of text editor really for these. You can use, Notepad, which comes on Windows. If you're doing this on Linux for some reason, you could use Vim or whatever you want to use for text editor. Notepad++ seems to be very popular. I highly suggest using Notepad++ or Headcrumbs or something with highlighting and, better readability. So let's see here. If we scroll down here, we're not really interested in most of these at the moment, since what I mostly want to do, and enable mobs, hide player. Actually, we do want to do this because it adds so much extra junk to NEI. Is we want to turn this to true. This basically just hides all the player heads that you can find from NEI. Since you can't craft them, I don't see any purpose for them being there. All right, so what we're going to do here is, wow, look at this list. This is all YouTubers, I think. Oh no, this is the Forge guys. Hey Forge guys, we love you. You're all great, but I am going to remove you from this list. Like that. And then Hermitcraft, there is a few of the guys from Hermitcraft that I'd like to keep in, like King Daddy DMAC and Biffa, and let's see, Etho. Gotta have Etho, Zul'jin. So we might just leave these guys in here. The Minecraft guys, yeah, you know, whatever. I don't really know the Minecraft guys. I've never watched that series, so I'm going to go ahead and remove those guys. Modders, we love you modders, but right now we don't want you in here because we are wanting to set this up by, you know, for completely custom. So we're going to go ahead and remove Mojang. We will leave the others. We will delete Technic and YouTubers. Quite a list of those. I will go through those and decide later who I want to keep, because some of them I may want to keep, some of them I may not. Like, who does not want Dan TDM running around in their game trying to kill you? I mean, can't you just imagine as he's running up to you trying to kill you? Hey guys, this is, wait, how's he started off? I don't remember, but anyway, can't you just imagine him running up to you? This is Dan TDM Dan with the diamond minecart, and today we are going to kill this player. I think that would be freaking hilarious, personally. Anyway, so we're, you know, so some of these guys I'll want to keep. Allow celebrity mobs to open doors. Yeah, we'll leave that turned on because why not? That could be very interesting. VIP drops, enable celebrity mobs, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all that looks good. So we are going to go back up here to this others tab, and we're going to delete this others tab because this is where you guys are going to be. So we're going to go ahead and drop Zeekster in here like so. And then all we got to do is grab a white tiger. Like, whoops. That is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to hit Control C, not Control V, and drop you in there like so. Oh, okay. And then I am also going to add myself in here. Neocryptor. And under the YouTubers, we're going to go ahead and add an entry because I know I did not see him in there. We're going to add Iskal because he is by far probably my favorite Minecrafter. Right in there like so. Cool. So that was pretty easy, cut and dry, you know. And there's a lot of options in here where you can turn, you know, enable player statues and all kinds of things. For the most part, we're leaving the rest of it pretty much vanilla. Like I said, I will be going through. I deleted the Feed the Beast team. God, guys, go away. I will be going through the Hermitcraft guys and the YouTubers that are in here, removing the ones I don't want, which ultimately will just increase the chance of you guys and the guys that I decide that I want to be part of the headcrumbs to actually show up and try to wreck your face. Okay, so that one is edited. What else do we need to do? Well, there's a couple other configs in here we want to take a look at, and particularly under Project Zulu, we want Project Zulu config. Now, oh my goodness, this is a large config and many parts to this config. But Project Zulu adds its own form of gravestones. So we want to make sure that that is turned on. Do not touch. I'm touching. Okay, general controls, replace default flower pot, true. Game rule settings, keep inventory is set to false. Experiences enable the default false. Where is, we're looking for it. It's called Project Zulu. Tombstone Black Glass. Oh, here we go. Activate PZ death rules, true. Drop tombstone on death, true. Replace default flower pot, true. Okay. So enable temperature. I'm not actually sure. We're gonna have to take a look, and or I'm gonna have to take a look in between episodes here and see what this setting is, because I'm not sure what that is. But all this seems set up and good to go. So we actually don't really need to change anything in here. And a lot of times, you know, you're not going to need to change anything in your configs, but it's always good to take a, you know, to open them up, take a look, and see what options there are. Like, especially down here, this is something we may or may not run into problems with later. These potion IDs, and if there's dimension IDs, those can throw you some errors, and you have to sort those out too. And so yeah, block IDs is something we don't really have to worry about anymore. Forge handles all that for you, but dimension IDs, potion IDs, and enchantment IDs, you still have to sort out on your own once it says, you know, oh, there's a problem, which is not too difficult, but you do have to have kind of do a little bit of research to find out A, what mod it is, if it is, and clear cut in the error, and B, try and figure out what IDs all the various mods that you have installed are using. But so this is pretty much it for this episode. We have set up a custom mod pack in Curse, installed some mods, did a little bit of troubleshooting, and a little bit of config editing. So I think this gives you guys a pretty good, you know, idea, grasp of how this is gonna work. And I said, as I said, later on, once we get more and more mods into this pack, or this pack, not this pack, this pack, we will switch over to the multi-MC client because it's a little bit easier to debug. All right, guys, that is it for this episode. For those of you who have watched and already contributed, specifically Zeekster and White Tiger, thank you very much. Really appreciate the mod suggestions. Keep them coming. For this next round, I kind of want people to think about maybe some terrain generation mods, because let's face it, the default terrain generation's okay, but there are some mods out there that can really enhance the terrain generation of Minecraft. So there's your homework, guys. And as always, leave the comments below with your mod suggestions, and you will potentially show up inside this mod pack ready to wreck some face. All right, guys, until next time, this is Neo, and I'll see you in game.